Good evening, hockey fans from around the Nicola Valley. Welcome to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster for the Merritt Centennials, Jared Thomas. We're heading into week 9 of this season, and the Sens just wrapped up a 2-game set to conclude October in the week that was. A game against the third-place team in the interior, the Trail Smoke Eaters, before a night off for the Icebreaker event, and then a Sunday afternoon affair against the 5th place West Kelowna Warriors. Let's take a look first at the game last Friday, where the Sens didn't take long to get on the board, courtesy a shot by Sam Miller from the line.
In the air, it's behind him, and they score! Sens getting on the board early. The shot from Sam Miller deflected off Marshall's stick, went sky high. It came down, bounced off his back, and Zach Court is there to bat home the loose puck.
Trail would take a penalty, and then the Sens got into a little penalty trouble. Matthew Gosselin went off, and then just a minute later, Joey Berkopec went off for high sticking, meant a 5-on-3, and Trail was able to convert on the power play.
Gets to the line to Lucchini, where he'll hold Barton the shot, and he'll score. One-timer from Lucchini to Barton.
A couple minutes later, the Sens were able to restore the 1-goal lead, courtesy the captain.
Christian Sabin out for Buckley. He'll go top shelf. Tyrell Buckley.
The Sens would lead 2-1, and that's how they'd take it into the first period. Jacob Berger looking good in net, stopping 18 of 19 shots against. Into the second period, the Sens went with the lead. Some penalties taken back and forth, but midway through the frame, the Sens managed to get another one.
But intercepts the feed at the line. Now Matthew Gosselin can't quite get off to the races. Leaves for Stocky. Walking into it. Stocky! Stocks the top shelf! What a shot! What a feed from the Goose! Matthew Gosselin!
The Centennials were looking good. 5-on-5, they were excellent. But late in the second period, they started to get into some penalty trouble. And on that first penalty taken, the Trail Smoke Eaters capitalized.
Now cross ice back door. Berger can't get back across.
A few minutes after that penalty, Alex Borjas would be called for charging at the 16:43 mark. And once again, the Smoke Eaters had the answer on the power play.
Back for Howarth at the left point. Wrister! That deflects up and into the top corner. And the Smoke Eaters have tied things up at 3. 3 goals on the power play.
The Sens didn't have an answer for the Trail Smoke Eaters power play in the game. They ended up going 3 for 6 on the power play. But to start the third period, as it was tied at 3s after 2 periods of play, the Trail Smoke Eaters picked off where they left off.
Curling out of the corner are the Smoke Eaters, however. It's in the slot, and McLean will roof it on Berger, finds the loose puck and puts it up top.
A tough one for Jake Berger, as the puck was just loose in the slot. McLean found it first and was able to wrist it up high. It was getting late in the period. The Sens looking for a hero, and they found one in the captain.
Wicks over for Buckley, up top, Tyrell Buckley ties the game!
Unfortunately for the Sens, the Smoke Eaters would score off the rush just a minute later.
Glassman, the long shot, he'll score! It gets through the glove of Berger.
Berger, a rare gaff on that one, and it ends up being the game-winning goal for the Smoke Eaters. When we return, we'll talk a little bit about Parents' Weekend and the importance of the billets of the parents in hockey players' lives. Also a little bit about the Icebreaker in segment 2 when we return to Talking Sense with me, Jared Thomas. Welcome back to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster, Jared Thomas. In segment 1, we recapped the 5-4 loss to the Trail Smoke Eaters last Friday. Let's hear now from the assistant coach of the Merritt Centennials, Matt Sampson. We talked a little bit about how important it is to keep your head after getting those important goals.
Very important, as well as the start of periods. And you look at that third period, and it's a tie game. We don't want it to be a tie game because there's some penalty issues in the second period on the penalty kill, allowing 2 there to squander our lead. And yeah, like you said, get a big goal. Buckley had a great game. It's our captain, that's our leader there, and he ties it up, and then we give one right back. It's unacceptable.
Matt also had a quick word about how the power play was the difference in this one.
Yeah, for sure. If you look at the end of the day, I thought our power play had some good looks. We had a good chance there to make it 4-1. Their goalie made a good save there on Gosselin, and our power play was okay. It can be better. Obviously, we didn't get rewarded, but I thought we had some okay looks. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a big difference out in the score sheet.
Let's turn the focus now to what was the theme of the weekend, which was Parents' Weekend. Yes, all the parents of the Centennials invited to come to Merritt, check out the local scene, check out the game, see their boys in action. And head coach Joe Martin, before the game against the Smoke Eaters, had some words about how the billets and parents are just so important for the players.
They're very important. One of the most important pieces of the puzzle here. Without them, we don't have homes and happy homes for these guys to go to. Billets see it all. They see these guys at their best and these guys at their worst, and they're there as a sounding board at times, as a cheerleader at times, and also there to congratulate the guys. So it's great to get them honored. They don't do it for that. They just they try to be a part of these young guys' lives and try to help them. And if they have some young kids inside their home, then hopefully our players can help them too. So it's glad that they're honored and glad that the parents are here for sure.
Head coach of the Trail Smoke Eaters, Cam Keith, also shared his thoughts about the importance of billets and parents.
It's everything. I mean, you try to keep the team kind of family-based. So when the kids are away from their family, they're with their billets, and the billets become the family. So for some of these kids, it's 17, 18 years old. It's the first time being away from home, so it's really important that the billets and the families have a close relationship. So these weekends to bring in the families from sometimes the States and other provinces is really important for everyone to kind of see how the programs run and meet the billets and kind of make that connection moving forward. So it's all part of the process and strengthens our league as well. So it's good to see Merritt do it, and we're happy to be a part of it.
The Sens had the night off on Saturday to enjoy their parents' company at the Icebreaker event, which was hugely successful. Nice silent auction, tons of items to bid on, including pictures of the players, signed jerseys, signed photos of actors and actresses, the, classics, your casino area. You had the boys running the blackjack tables and the roulette wheel. And then you just had the comedy hypnotist, which was hilarious. A lot of the guys got up there, did their thing, were good sports, and the hypnotist, Gavin Hooper, was just amazing. I didn't believe that you could be hypnotized so thoroughly, but now I'm a believer. When we return to Talking Sense, we'll break down the game on Sunday afternoon against the West Kelowna Warriors. All to come here on Talking Sense with me, Jared Thomas. Welcome back to the show where you can stay up to date on everything Merritt Centennials Talking Sense. I'm your host and play-by-play broadcaster for the Merritt Centennials, Jared Thomas. In segment 2, we talked about the importance of Parents' Weekend for the boys, a little bit about the Icebreaker, the importance of the billets. In segment 1, we broke down the 5-4 loss against the Trail Smoke Eaters. And in this segment, we'll break down the game against the West Kelowna Warriors. The Sens looking to get some redemption on Parents' Weekend, show them what they came for, a win. Could they do it? Well, in the first period, they got off to a good start, courtesy of a player who hasn't scored in a while, Mike Van Unen.
Court still got the puck, centering for Wicks, gets back to Van Unen, wrister to score! Mike Van Unen from the line! After the Sens causing all sorts of havoc in front, Van Unen unloads and he's got his first of the season!
It would be the lone goal of the first period, the Sens taking a 1-0 lead into the second. And they also took a power play into the second period after a late penalty by Chase Stevenson. Of course, the Sens going up against the top statistical goaltender in the league in Cole Demers, looking to put a blemish on his perfect 5-0 record. And Schneider would put a blemish past him on the power play.
Cleghorn walks up to the right point, then down low for Zorn. Shot on Schneider, the rebound, and he'll score! Brendan Schneider pouncing on the rebound, and the Sens lead 2-0. This one on the power play.
The Sens would get into a little bit of penalty trouble late in the period, but it didn't matter because the Sens got a goal on the power play early. They got one shorthanded late.
Now Ryland Van Unen, an opportunity for a 2-on-1. He's got Henry Cleghorn with him. Van Unen walking in, wristed, and blasts the water bottle off the netting! What a goal!
The Sens give the Warriors 3 opportunities on the power play in that second period alone, but the only goal going in on special teams is the shorthanded marker from Ryland Van Unen, and it would be 3-0 as they headed into the third period. The Warriors would get one back midway through the third.
Tamaris working in from the wall, centering feed. It's loose in the slot. Back to the right point. Ewert, the long shot, and he'll score. It goes 5-hole on Berger.
And the Sens did some damage on the power play once again, this time an individual effort.
Brad Coca with the puck. Spinning around defenders, deking out everyone. Shot up high, he'll score! Brad Coca dekes out the whole team and then roofs it on Cole Demers. Oh my word! What moves from Coca? The jock straps are in the rafters. Holy!
The Sens able to get some late insurance courtesy Brendan Schneider with his second on the night.
Peels away from Cleghorn, but he takes a weird bounce. Schneider inside. He'll score! Brendan Schneider!
Brendan Schneider with all sorts of time in front, and he's able to outweight Cole Demers and tuck it past him for the final goal of the game to make it 5-1. So the Sens finish this weekend on a high note, and they'll look to carry that momentum into next week as they'll face the Victoria Grizzlies on Friday, the Alberni Valley Bulldogs on Saturday, and the Surrey Eagles on Sunday. It's the Island Swing next weekend for the Merritt Centennials. Until then, for Talking Sense, I'm Jared Thomas. See ya.